Hello and welcome to Crafting Inspirations. I'm Joanne, an independent Stampin' demonstrator here in Newfoundland, Canada. I love to connect, inspire, and motivate new and exciting possibilities through stamping. Please remember to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And you can certainly leave a comment as well so that I can read and reply back to you. For the month of July, I will be focusing my classes or my videos on the Lovely You bundle, which includes a stamp set and a punch. It's a 6-in-1 punch. It's quite versatile. So I'm just going to turn my camera around and we'll get started. So this is the Lovely You stamp set. It consists of 18 stamps, and you can order this separately, and the order number for this is 152525, or you can order this as a bundle and get this punch as well. This is found on page 22 of the annual catalog, and I will get you the name of the punch. It's a Lovely Punch Pick-a-Punch, I believe. So it's on page 22. Let me just fold this over. And if you buy the bundle order number is 154070, and it's $57.50, and you get 10% off when you purchase the stamp and the punch together. And the punch will do some lovely tags. So we'll get started with our card. I'm just going to find the cover of my page and my wish list. And if you place an order, if you are in Canada, you can place an order through my website. You can go to Stampin' Up and sign in, and you can enter OS code MAQMB77W. If you like the cards that I'm doing today and you would like to, because my next 3 weeks I will be focusing on the Lovely You bundle. So with each tier being a little bit more advanced. So if you like to order it and be able to do some of the cards that the card that I'm demonstrating today and future cards, you can certainly order it through my OS code and receive it and do the cards that we'll be doing. So the color choice today is Bumblebee, which is the new in color, and this is cut at 5.5 by 8.5, and we're going to score it at 4.25. I'm going to be using the 2020 to 2022 in color designer series paper, and this is quite beautiful. You get some with polka dots, and then you get like a grainy effect. And then you get some with some wood grain. And then there is the Stampin' Up's Statement of the Heart. So I'm just going to find the Bumblebee paper. And this is not going to be long enough either way. So I'm just going to put that back in there. And I'm just going to pull out, I'm just going to use the wood grain one today. So we'll cut that down, and then we're going to get a piece of Whisper White, and we're going to cut that down, and we're going to do our stamping on the Whisper White. Now I might have a piece here, so let's get started. I'm going to bring out the paper trimmer. It's a great tool. This is the trimmer, and I do have it going the right way. It has increments of 1 inches and centimeters going along the top, and this can extend out to 17 inches. And there's also measurements going down along the side here, and it includes a cutting blade and a scoring blade. So I'm going to bring up the scoring blade, and we're going to score this Bumblebee at 4.25. So I'm just going to score it. And then we're going to cut our designer series paper. We're going to cut that down to about 1 inch, or let's do 1.25 inches. And we're going to cut away. And this I will put away for future projects. But now we're going to have to cut this down to 5.5. This is going to go the full length. Actually, I want to do 5.25. And then we're going to need a piece of Whisper White, which I've got here. And we're going to cut that down to 4 inches. By 5.25. So there's our front of our card. So that is it for the cutting board, for the trimmer, I should say. And then we're going to do some stamping on this Whisper White, but before we do, I'm just going to fold this in half and bring out the bone folder and burnish our paper so that it's ready for when we're done. So for this one, I'm going to use some Post-it notes because we're going to mask off. And I'm going to use the Label Me Lovely punch set as well. So I'm just going to go and take a piece of Post-it note and I'm going to punch out our punch. And I'm just going to lay this how I want it to be laid down onto our card. So, like so. Because this piece we're going to put here. So let's center it a little bit better. I don't want to stick this down, not yet, because we're going to do some stamping in that. So that was my dog. So let's lay this down a little bit straighter. There we go. And if this is not sticky enough, you can always come in and use a little bit of snail. Oh, this one is empty. It's not snail anymore, it's seal. And it's quite sticky, so what you want to do is just remove some of the stickiness just by running your finger across, because we don't want to tear our paper here, and stick that down. So I'm just going to move the Designer Series paper out of the way. I'm going to bring in the Just Jade Bumblebee, and I'm going to bring in Soft Sea Foam. So that's the 3 colors that we'll be stamping with today. So I thought they matched up fairly well. Bumblebee and Just Jade is the new in colors. And the Soft Sea Foam is in the Subtle Suite. So we're just going to bring out our stamps. And I'm going to be using these flowers and these ferns in it, that's there in the leaves. So we'll be using this one. And this one, and this flower. So I'm just going to bring in another piece of our grid paper, Stampin' Up's grid paper, because I'm going to be stamping after Just Jade. So let's bring in some blocks. So the Just Jade with this one. And then we're doing Soft Sea Foam with that one. And I seem to have lost the block somewhere. Oh, here we go. And the flower we're going to do in the Bumblebee. So I'm just going to take the Soft Sea Foam, since it's out in front. And we're going to ink that up. And then we're just going to come around in different areas of our paper. And stamp around, and it can be stamped off the page, that's fine too as well. And then I'm just going to go with the Just Jade. So remember to leave a comment and to hit the subscribe button if you like my videos. I usually post this every Sunday. However, the last 2 weeks I've been on vacation and been a bit busy around the house. So I haven't had time to post a video, so my apologies there. But if you hit subscribe, you can see any new videos that I have posted. So, and then I'm just going to go with the Bumblebee with the flower. And I might want to stamp off. And we're just going to go in, around, and where there's any openings. And let's put a flower up in this corner. Like so. And what we can also do, we can stamp a couple of these flowers off on a piece of scrap. And I'm going to bring these out a little bit darker. And we can fussy cut around those. So now what we're going to do is we're going to remove this, so that leaves a nice little opening there for white. Now you can certainly stamp on there if you like, but I thought it would be just a cleaner bit of a look to the card. And what we can do now is we can take our paper snips and let's cut out some of these flowers. Now I'm not going to worry about the base. I'm just going to cut along and cut out the tip of the flower. And I don't know if I'm in the camera there or not. So we're just going to go in around and come out. And I find when you're cutting with paper snips, it's always best to work from the pivot out to the tip. So this is the pivot of the scissors. And turn your paper. So let's cut out a couple more of these. And we're just going to pop these up onto our card, just to give it a little bit of a dimension. And one more. So, if you like Stampin' Up! And if you like the products that you see, you can certainly join up as a demonstrator. The cost of being a demonstrator is $135 here in Canada. And you can purchase up to $165 worth of product, and you would receive some business supplies as well as a paper pumpkin kit along with the items that you have chosen. For the month of July, sorry, it's a good month to purchase Stampin' Up! Products. Because if you spend $60, you will receive a coupon for $6 to use in the month of August, from August the 3rd to the 31st. So that's if you buy $60 worth of Stampin' Up! Products, you will receive a $6 coupon. That's for any Canadian residents. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look through my scraps of paper and see if I got any Bumblebee, because we're going to punch out. No, I don't have any Bumblebee. So we're going to punch out with the same punch, the Label Me Lovely. we're going to punch out and we're going to lay right over where that spot where the post-it note was too. And we're going to use a piece of Whisper White. That would fit across there perfectly. Or this piece here would too as well. And we're going to punch our sentiment, stamp our sentiment onto this piece of card. And we're going to use, let's see. Let's use Miles Apart but Still in the Heart. Miles apart but still in the heart. There we go. And I'm just going to lay this down and pick it up. And because we're using Bumblebee, I decided to use the Bumblebee ink as well. So we're going to come in a little ways and stamp down. So I'm just going to bring back the trimmer. And we're going to cut this down a little bit. So we want it to be less than 1 inch. For our punch, because we're going to put this piece through our punch, and the punch does 3 different sizes on both sides. So from here to here is 1 inch, and the second slot is 3/4, and the middle here is 1/2 inch. So they does 1/2 inch, 3/4, and a 1 inch. So this is a 1 inch piece of paper. So I'm just going to cut that away. That's where the card was folded in half for cardstock. And then we're just going to open up our punch. We're going to hand lock it. And we're going to just lay it down flat. And then we can decide which one that we use. I'm going to use this one here with the little, I don't know if you can see if there's a glare onto it or not from the light. I'm going to use this one with the little scallop edges onto it. So I'm just going to bring in the punch, and I'm going to slide it straight in. Sometimes it gets caught, but that's fine. Just maneuver your paper around just a little bit and push it in until it stops. And there we go. And we can do the same thing on the other side, so we'll push that right on in. There we go. And we're going to punch down. So there's our sentiment. Punch is so easy. Stampin' Up's punches are easy to use. And just to lock it, we're just going to squeeze it together and slide this up. And that locks it into place. So we're going to put this across here. So let's punch this one up. So we're going to punch that one up with some dimensionals. So let me put 4 dimensionals on here. And I'm going to take your pick tool, which is a lovely tool. It's got a needle point pick on this side. It's got a spatula on this end. And this end has got a putty for picking up rhinestones, helping paper maneuver around in your punches if it's too small. And it also comes with a stylus. 2 types, a small and a small and a large stylus for scoring if you're using the scoreboard. So I'm going just to lay this on top. On where the paper would have been, like so. And then I'm just going to seal down the Designer Series paper. And this is going to cover up some of our design that we had stamped on, but that's quite okay. So we're just going to make sure that it's even with the sides and the top. And there we go. And then we're going to center our piece. I'm just going to take a little bit more off on the sides, actually. To me, it's a little bit long, so I'm just going to slide this back in and punch that down. Slide that back in and punch down, and we could probably do one more. And do one more on this side. There we go. And you can keep going until you get the length to the size that you want it. So then I'm just going to put that, snail that down on top. So I'm just going to put that in the center like so. And now we can pop up some of these flowers with some dimensionals. So I got a touch of a runny nose today. I got a little bit too much sun yesterday. And now my nose is running. That's what tends to happen when I got a little bit too much sun. So I'm just taking the backing off. And if we want to, we can lay some flowers up here. And let's lay one down here. So just pops it up a little bit. And let's bring out some jewels. So I figured we can use some of the in color enamel dots. And we can put onto our card. So we can certainly use the Bumblebee enamel dots. I had a little boo-boo there. I pressed down a little bit too hard, so I'm going to put one there to cover that up. And then we can put one on the flower. Well, we can put... There we go. Just to make them sparkle a little bit more. So that is our card for today. Well, we got to finish it first, don't we? So then this would just go down on top. So let me just nail that down. And if you wanted to, you can certainly use dimensionals to pop it up a little bit more as well. But I figured where we got dimensionals on the cover, on the front here, it might thicken the card there some. So let's see about putting a stamp set inside. So miles apart but still in their heart. And we can write down, love is what makes us family. So we'll bring that one out. And I'm just going to bring out the big block. And I had a small piece of white, so let's stamp that. Let's see if it fits across there. And it do. So let's bring out the Bumblebee once again. And we can stamp that on. And we can bring out, since we got the Bumblebee, let's spread some flowers around there. So let me just bring out this sheet. And we can spread some flowers around. And we'll put one in this corner. There. That's the inside. And I just like putting one piece of adhesive on the top. So we'll just center that inside. So that is our card. So I'm just going to take a minute and I'll flip the camera around. Wasn't that card so simple and elegant and easy to do? It is a great card for sending it to a family member or a friend that lives away, just to let them know that you're thinking of them. I just want to say, if you like this card and you would like to order up the Lovely You bundle or stamp set or just the punch itself, you can do so through my web page. It's joannejohnson.stampinup.net. That is JOANNJOHNSON at stampinup.net. And you can certainly reach out to me through craftinginspirations@outlook.com if you have any questions or concerns in regards to the product or the card that I have did today. And remember, if you like this video, please share and like, give it a thumbs up. And you can certainly subscribe to my channel for any future videos that I have done or about to do, so that you can get notifications that there is a new video being posted. I just want to say thank you for watching and have a good day. Bye-bye.